Hey, it's Friday, it's summer. What a great combination, because summer and Fridays mean estate sales, garage sales, vintage flea markets, and today all of that came together and I bought so much stuff. I filled up my car, so I have a huge haul and I can't wait to show you. My youngest sister, Olivia, who I love dearly, I love both my sisters dearly, came into town. My middle sister is gravely ill at the moment, and she came to spend time with her, and I just loved having her. So we did take a country drive to Bainbridge Island and saw this gorgeous little flower stand and found this secret labyrinth, which was really cool. Washington State does so well with dahlias.
I know, it's so
cool. So this last weekend, I went to pick up a lot of jewelry from this private sale, and my gosh, I really had only seen the top of the box that had been filled with jewelry, and I said, you know, I need jewelry. How much for the whole thing? So this was the size of the box, and it was very heavy, probably like 25 pounds. These are just like some of the earrings, and then look at that. It's just bags and bags of jewelry. But what was really interesting is there was a lot of really unusual pieces. There was this belt in there, but there was so much sterling and 925 silver. All of this is all silver and a ton of turquoise. Anyways, that's my day. I'm gonna be doing some listings and working on video, and then I have to go pick up an auction item. Good morning. It's Thursday. I switched shifts with Jody because my sister was in town, and I was supposed to be heading to the store, but there was this really awesome ad on Craigslist for an estate sale right outside of Poulsbo. So I'm making the executive decision to go there before I hit the store. Sold, huh? Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like right there. Want the mist to get them wet. You know?
I don't blame you. Oh, thanks.
That is so cute.
Thanks. I am always looking for art, and I caught sight of this big landscape. It was really pretty and only $5. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. You know what that means. That's garage sales, estate sales. I'm actually heading all the way down south past our capital to a little town called Chehalis, Washington, to go to a vintage market. But first I'm going to stop by this very interesting sounding estate sale at an auction house. So you never know what you're going to find. I literally just bought a sewing machine, but look how nice this one is. I didn't realize that on Friday they weren't starting until 2, but lots of people were set up, and right off the bat I found this huge box of cameras and accessories for only $20. And these were super cute, but look how worn the paint was on them. I wonder if I should have just bought them and taken all the paint off. I spotted this beautiful booth from across the way and was instantly drawn to it. And look, I actually have that chair in the store. It just sold. And I really thought her prices were going to be high, but actually they were so affordable that I think I bought half of everything that she had for sale. I must have been there for like an hour because I just kept finding more and more things, and we were just having such a good conversation. So I had a gigantic pile that included that gorgeous crazy quilt and a ton of textiles and lots of other decorative items, and then I continued on my way. I really regret not buying this beautiful straw marquetry box. It was only $15, and look how absolutely stunning it is. I did grab that tray because it was nice and large, and it was only $5. Okay. This is just too cute. I think this booth had to take the award for the prettiest, most feminine booth at the market. It was just the sweetest. I so fell in love with this little wicker chair with its little tufted velvet seat. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. Hello.
Hi.
I hear this is the place to be.
You heard that, huh?
Yeah. There's two of them, and I love these. They're very elegant. I also got this paint by numbers horse that's framed in a really nice frame. I love this block print of this tall ship and this little tugboat. It's so pretty. Look at that. Just stunning. So I paid $25 for that. I always love a good floral. This is really nice. Is it a charcoal maybe? And it is signed down in the corner, but really nice. Hey, so if you're new here, my name is Abigail and I'm a vintage reseller. I have a store in Poulsbo, Washington. I have 2 antique booths in Seattle, Washington, and I sell on just about all of the platforms. So I am constantly on the hunt for great, fun, funky, fabulous stuff. And if you ever see anything you like, you're welcome to reach out. My information is down below in the link tree. It sends me an email. And anyways, let's just get started. This one, I don't know. Typically I wouldn't pick this up, but it's got like this stained glass look, and it's a duck obviously flying during a sunset, and it's a clock, and it's just made out of plastic. I thought it would be cool to sell online. I haven't tried to look it up. There may not be another one even like this, and I think I'm probably gonna price it for $45. I stopped by this auction house where they were having kind of like a garage sale. I'm not quite sure where all this stuff came from. It could have been like, I don't know, maybe somebody bought a storage unit, and I got a few things. So I got this funny little 1970s frog. He's happy on this side, sad on this side. This will go to the store, and I'm sure Amanda is probably gonna list it online. We've sold similar items like this, and they've sold for anywhere between like $25 and $35. I love the sun, but I know it's casting like all these shadows on me. I hope you can see me okay. So I went to a sale where the lady had a whole garage full of boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. A lot of this stuff was new. And apparently she buys storage units, which I would never do because I would just I felt overwhelmed just being in her garage and seeing all the boxes that she had to unpack. But I did pick up some good items for her. I don't know if you know this, but roller skates are back in style. I got these. These are great with these green wheels, and I only paid $5 for these, and these comp for about anywhere between $50 and $80. So I was excited to find them. And then it was on to Centralia and the vintage market, and right off the bat, well, let me tell you. So I joined this Facebook group, and I've been binge watching her shows, Courtney, from Bolo Buddies. And she's doing this, I signed up to be a member, so I pay a monthly fee. So she wanted to know what all the members, like Bolo was for the month, and Bolo stands for be on the lookout. And I chose these little Nikon filters because I had picked those up in a box of camera stuff, and I only paid $1 for the box, and there was 4 of them in there. We priced them at $50 a piece, and we got an offer for $160 on this. And so I was just saying how whenever I can pick up cameras and camera accessories inexpensively, I do, even though I don't know anything about cameras. Cameras are great pickups, and so are the accessories. And I totally believe in the power of manifestation, and what you put your focus on is what you bring into the world. And that includes being happy, being peaceful, being serene, being content, but it also has to do with material items. And so I was filming that little video clip, and then I went to Centralia, and look what I found. I found this gigantic, very heavy box of cameras, cameras and camera accessories, and I only paid $20. That is the power of manifestation. Whatever you put your focus on is what you bring into the world. In the box are things like this old camera, and you know, again, I don't know anything about cameras. I just think they're great display pieces, and as much as I was excited to get some of those other items that I'm going to sell online, honestly, my passion is vintage. It really, truly is. I'm dabbling in this other stuff, but if I'm not having fun with it, I'm going to drop it, because this is the stuff I like to pick up. So this camera, and then a bunch of little, like, these are like camera filters, right? Camera lenses. More of those. Look at this one's got a lady straight up from the 70s or the 80s. And here's a lens case, and it's got a lens inside. So who knows? There's probably some really valuable pieces in here. So I'm really excited to do some research on this. From that same guy, I picked up this really adorable little Pepsi pitcher and these little Pepsi cups. And who knows, maybe these are valuable. Anyways, I just thought they were super cute. So then I looked over and I saw the most beautiful booth, just lots of vibrant color, lots of textiles, vintage clothing with, you know, just beautiful fabric, lots of embroidery, and that booth just called to my heart. So I zoomed over there. I didn't really think I was going to, you know, be able to afford anything for resale, but come to find out, this sweet lady, her name is Deborah, is moving to Hawaii, and she just wanted to get rid of a ton of her stuff from here, before she moves over. And so her prices were so good. They were cheaper than garage sale prices. So let me show you what I got. I bought so much stuff from her, and I kept saying, I hope you have more stuff to fill your booth, because I feel like I really wiped her out. So first off is this amazing, look at this, crazy quilt with this, all these beautiful velvet and silk pieces. It's just gorgeous, just absolutely beautiful. It doesn't have the crazy quilt embroidery, some of them do, but I got this for, I think, $20. So this is an amazing piece. I will put it online. I don't know what they're going for. I may put it up on auction on eBay. And anyways, I was just really excited to find this. It's actually another manifested item, because I've been thinking about how quilts are coming back in style. So the older vintage quilts are another hot commodity, and I'm so happy about that, because when I was much younger, I had a collection of quilts and I just treasured them so much. So I am so glad that there's a resurgence of interest in this wonderful folk art. The next one, what did she say? What is this called? I know you guys can tell me, but I think it's called Grandma's Garden or just Garden, but it's this beautiful, beautiful quilt. It's so pretty, and you cannot believe the price on this. She only wanted $10 for this gorgeous quilt. I think the majority of my purchases from her were textiles and some pillows as well. So I'll just speed through the rest of these, but they're so just wonderful pieces. This one is a quilt topper. So it's not finished, but it is like a Noah's Ark for a child's bed. It's so pretty. So it has all of these animals, and then it has Noah's Ark in this beautiful kind of pinky peach color. Then this is just the sweetest. Look how sweet this is. I'm starting to buy stuff for Christmas in July, because I don't want to wait until November, right? So I'm starting early, but isn't that incredible? This is all hand done. This next one is also an unfinished piece, but it's this wonderful magnolia on this lavender background. Is that just not gorgeous? For sure, this one's going to be listed online. So pretty. This is silk thread embroidered, and it's this wonderful angel, and I don't know, is that German? Can you tell me if that's German? And she told me what it said, and I cannot remember now what she told me it said. But anyways, it's this wonderful angel, and this is kind of a wool backing. So this could lay on a table, or it could be hung from a wall. I also bought this wonderful piece of velvet from her. It was probably a curtain, but I just thought it was so beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? You're not even going to believe the score on these ones. So I didn't even know what these were at first, but then she's like, it's for a candle. They're probably reproduction. They look like they're reproduction to me, but they're really nice. And there were 3 of them, and she only charged me $2 a piece. I think I also mentioned that copper is in, and she had a ton of it, priced super cheap. So I picked up these, and I think they were like $1 a piece. I picked up this one, this one, this one, which is nice and heavy, so it's an older piece, and this one. All of these look so beautiful, hung in like a farmhouse, country kitchen, cottage. So this was another unusual item. I thought these were just the most charming thing. These are like little house slippers from probably the turn of the century, maybe a little bit older. They're velvet and they're hand embroidered. They are so beautiful. Look at that. I will put these online. I have no idea what the value on something like this is, but I just had to pick them up. The other quirky item she had is this wood. I also picked up this amazing vintage wreath. Look at that. How did it survive intact like this? Oh my gosh. I think this is a bottle brush tree. That's what it is. I mean, a bottle brush wreath. That other Christmas item I picked up that I thought was super charming is this one right here. I think these may be Norwegian angels. At a different stall today, you have to see this. This is so cute. I picked up this anthropomorphic mushroom couple, and it's a thermometer. It's very vintage. I paid $5 for it, and I just think it's adorable. I am going to put this one online. I definitely hit my honey hole in Olympia and picked up a pile of belts, a ton of hats, and a couple, well, a few purses, including this one. Look at this. This, you know, this could be a redo just because of the studs in the back. That doesn't seem very 60s to me, but it's really sweet. And if it isn't from the 60s or the 70s, it's definitely a good reproduction. One of my viewers was asking what I picked up as far as vintage clothing, and I told her I would mention a couple items. This is a wonderful Hawaiian muumuu. It looks to be handmade. It's got this kind of, I can't even remember what this is. Not a fringe, but a gathering at the bottom. Anyways, it's summer. Hawaiian does really, really well. Like Hawaiian dresses do really, really well. This one, I love this pattern. Look at that. That is like straight up 70s and also has a very Hawaiian feel. And this wasn't handmade, but the tag's been cut out, so I don't know what size it is. Definitely a muumuu, but muumuus are back in. Did you know that? I really go for the accessories there, like this wonderful mesh, chain mesh purse, this little Pendleton pouch, and I love these 80s belts. I've sold these before for usually about $35. Absolutely 80s, very 80s and very cool. Well, I am so glad that you joined me on this week's adventure. If you get a chance to get out and do some thrifting, I really hope the thrifting gods are with you and you find some fabulous stuff. And otherwise, I will see you next week.